No dia 9 de novembro de 1979, de manhã, o guarda florestal Bob Taylor descia por este bosque nas proximidades de Livingston, perto de Edimburgo. Ao passar por uma curva, ficou boquiaberto diante de um objeto misterioso. Era grande, com uma cúpula redonda de cor cinza escuro e uma grande base circular. Vi umas patas que saíam da base e uma espécie de cócoras na parte superior. Mais tarde descreveu o que tinha visto a um desenhista de um jornal local. O desenhista traçou este perfil. Enquanto eu estava aqui, saíram duas bolas. Sim, duas bolas. Acho que tinham um diâmetro de 1 metro mais ou menos, com 6 vigas sobre as quais giravam. Se aproximaram a mim. Lembro que senti, nesse momento, um empurrão e um cheiro muito forte. Um cheiro penetrante. Isso foi tudo.
Tinha um aspecto horrível quando chegou à porta. E eu lhe perguntei, você teve algum acidente com o caminhão? E ele me respondeu, não, me atacaram. E eu lhe perguntei, mas com o quê? A sua resposta foi, com uma nave espacial. Eu me assustei. Mas se não existem naves espaciais, eu vou chamar um médico. Você deve ter perdido a cabeça, então. Parecia muito nervoso e assustado. Ele estava pálido e tinha a cara muito suja. Tinha uma cicatriz vermelha e as suas roupas estavam sujas e as suas calças. Ele me disse que lhe tinham rasgado as calças.
Ao examinar a zona, encontrei 2 marcas de rodas e uns 40 buracos no chão. Estas são as 2 marcas de rodas e estes são os 40 buracos. Depois fotografei os buracos. Esta é a fotografia de um deles. Este buraco media aproximadamente uns 8 centímetros e se podem ver as marcas de passos, que correspondem às marcas daqui. As marcas de rodas estão todas dentro da área que está demarcada e não existem outras marcas que entrem ou saiam dela. Estas são as calças rasgadas do Sr. Taylor. Pode ver-se que são de um material forte e temos um buraco na perna esquerda, debaixo do bolso, e outro na perna direita, embaixo do bolso também. É o tipo de rasgo que corresponde a um tecido bastante resistente. Tenho a certeza de que naquele dia eu vi uma nave espacial. Devemos acreditar nesta história de Taylor. É um membro muito estimado da comunidade, de grande integridade e pouco dado a inventar histórias.
Forestry worker Robert Taylor goes into the woods with his dog, looking for a suspected trespasser.
What is it, Bonnie?
But a short hike in, he discovers a strange spherical object.
God's name.
He's a war hero. He's a military veteran. He's highly trained, incredibly brave. He doesn't run from this thing. He wants to get a closer look. You can see for the first time what this thing is. And it's a broadly circular shaped object with a kind of rim around it.
He describes this object as being a metallic sphere with protrusions underneath, like could be landing legs.
And he hears this strange noise that appears to be coming from inside this object. It's almost like banging noise.
Stay, Bonnie, stay!
After the object started making these noises, 2 smaller objects seemed to emerge somehow and came out of the object. They had on them these kind of spikes.
He likens them to like Second World War mines, something which he'd have been very familiar with during his wartime service.
These 2 small objects come hurtling towards him across the ground. And as the spikes hit the ground, there was this kind of popping sound.
He was seeing something beyond his frame of reference. He'd never dealt with anything like this.
Robert tried to run, but at that point, the two smaller objects basically attached themselves to his legs. The spikes were digging into his trousers. There's a kind of noxious odor that he smells, a really repugnant, acrid smell. He comes to believe that some noxious gas was released. Not only are these objects attached to his trousers, they're now dragging him back towards the main object. Most UFO sightings are just lights in the sky, but this is an interaction. He's being attacked. And at that point, he passed out. Robert Taylor later calculated that he'd been unconscious for around 20 minutes. He could only assume that during that missing 20 minutes, he had been inside this object. When he came to, he tried to get to his feet, but he stumbled. I mean, he was clearly still weak and disorientated. He looked around. The object had gone. But as he examined the clearing, he did find some strange markings. Two different types, some round holes and some more horizontal lines. Clearly something had been in that clearing.
Come on, let's go. Get out. Come on.
Robert Taylor first decided to try and call for help, and he went to use the radio in his vehicle. But he found that his voice wouldn't come out. He could hardly speak. Robert Taylor assumed that the reason that he was unable to speak at this point was that it was an after effect of the noxious substance, the gas, that had been released.
Robert Taylor's bizarre story is not easily dismissed.
Robert Taylor is one of those kind of great witnesses that you find absolutely just tells the truth as it happens. He's the kind of person that you would want on your jury service, not one prone to make up stories.
Police investigate Robert Taylor's sighting, treating his experience with the spiked objects as an assault. A forensic analysis of Robert Taylor's trousers finds tears in the fabric from bottom to top. A finding consistent with the spheres having taken hold of Robert from below. Robert Taylor fully recovers his voice within hours. A medical exam shows no physical abnormalities, but does identify abrasions on his hips, consistent with the tear marks in his trousers. The marks in the dirt are still visible when police investigate the clearing. Subsequent tests on soil samples provide no clear answer as to the cause. Accounts of the incident in the media draw hundreds of curiosity seekers, forcing police to cordon off the area, closing it off from public view.